Let's start with Black Dog Barking. Some of the songs. Live It Up was used as a theme song for a roller coaster in the US. How did this come about?
That was the company Six Flags. They went to Roadrunner and were wanting Roadrunner bands to for music to put on there for the opening of their new roller coaster in their theme park. And what was the roller coaster called again? It was
Full Throttle.
the Full Throttle. Yeah, the Full Throttle was the new big roller coaster. It was supposed to be one of the biggest in the northern hemisphere, and they wanted to Live It Up. They wanted an Airbourne song, a rock song. So Roadrunner said Airbourne that'll be your band to use. So then Live It Up was the song they wanted, and that's how that came about. Yeah.
And you got to take a ride on it?
No, not yet.
It's not built yet.
Oh.
Well, it's finished now.
Is it?
Yeah, it got it was supposed to be finished and opened back in July. We went there back in May for the start of the year. We just come over before the album come out, and we went there to do some interviews and meet the people that made it. And it was all the structure was up, but it wasn't running yet. So hopefully we'll get back there eventually. But we didn't get to the opening of it though.
You got to ride a heap of other ones though. That was fun.
Yeah.
I noticed that you changed some of the lines in Live It Up, and I wonder if this was your idea or was it Six Flags' idea, because it had to be a little more life-affirming for
that I'm not real sure of myself. That's probably Joel or Ryan probably be able to answer that better. That was I don't know if that was Six Flags that were wanting it like that or because of just certain lyrics being taken out to have it on the ride for the kids and stuff, I guess. But I guess that would have been the case.
Yeah, it's like Till I'm Dead in the Fast Lane was changed to Like a Chat in the Fast Lane.
Yeah,
things like that.
I think because it's going to be like a public thing, I probably have to change certain things. It's silly, really,
Clean version
public
for the US. The new version of Ready to Rock is awesome. I want to know who came up with the chanting.
Well, we wanted a song that was, that when we always played festivals, it was always that, people always chanting either Airbourne or that old, ole, 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 that kind of stuff. So we thought, let's put something like that in the song.
And we kind of get the idea from Iron Maiden, right? They always, cheer the solos and stuff.
Yeah. So,
but it was in another song first, and then we just had that one bit over top of a whole other song, and then kind of got just tack that on there and make it into a whole.
So Ready to Rock's had a complete revamp, It was we wanted that, it was always kind of just a good Airbourne song that we always wanted to redo down the track, and and that's the final result of it. Yeah.
Cool. What about the Spanish intro for Hungry? What crazy idea is that?
I don't know. It's just something different, Before leading into it, it's just a song like that needs a bit of a prelude, I guess.
Yeah. So you like to play other styles sometimes?
No, that's
really?
That's just something that just worked. That's just something you kind of. I think Joel was just playing around and come up with that riff and go, just playing little Spanish chords, and then into that just kind of creates the atmosphere for the song,
Animalize is a song about Las Vegas. What do you like about Las Vegas?
The fact you can drink on the street. It's the city of opportunity in a way, kind of thing. But Joel and Ryan, they come up with that song because of they went over to the States earlier on last year to do an interview and meet producers and stuff. So they spent some time in Las Vegas. Joel and Ryan were just doing some writing together, I think, in the hotel, and they come up with those ideas, Animal-wise, and I guess Las Vegas inspired it. So.
What
Just
do you personally like about Las Vegas?
The fact you can drink on the street.
It's kind of cool, It's cool to see and visit, but I kind of got over it after 2 days.
It's very money consuming, that's for sure. But the atmosphere is just such a lively place.
Is there anything you don't like?
I'm not a big gambler, but
it's just a big way to steal money off you, really. It's the whole purpose of the whole city.
So you lost more than you won?
Probably about even in the long run, but it's just kind of shit.
Every night's like a Friday night in Vegas.
Oh, cool. Which of the songs on Black Dog Barking was the one that took you the longest to record?
It would have been Cradle of the Grave, maybe. It was the first one we did.
Cradle of the Grave, yeah, because being the first song in the studio, you're still messing with getting everything fine-tuned, tones and this and that. So, and then once you kind of got that down, you just start rolling through them, and then you might get stuck on certain things until it gets fixed. But yeah, Cradle to the Grave, because it was the first song.
And which was the one that you had done fastest?
Shit, I can't remember.
What's that one?
They're all pretty much similar, really. You know, you just kind of spend the time on it.
the real
Woman
bullfed
like-
one.
Something like that. No, I'm not really. Yeah, they're all pretty.
Firepower. I reckon that was probably the easiest one. Just it was all done and everything.
That song was pretty much written and ready to go.
So
But
we
we just kind of banged it
come
out.
in and played
yeah.
it. And that's it. For me, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that the bonus songs on this album and on No Guts No Glory were produced by Craig Harnath, not Brian House.
He owns this little studio in
Called Hot House.
Melbourne. Yeah, Hot
In
House
St
down in
Kilda.
St Kilda. It's awesome. It's like right on the beach and.
That's where Ready to Rock originally was recorded.
Yeah.
The original one. No, we did our first EP there, Ready to Rock, and we always go back to that same studio and do exclusives or B-sides, as you call them. It's just one of those studios we love to go to. It's got an awesome sound to it. Guitars and drums always sound great. So yeah, Craig's the owner of that studio, and you know we've been working with him for years, and we've actually considered doing an album there actually eventually.
So did you do the bonus songs after the recording?
Yeah,
Oh.
we would go back there after Black Dog was done.
Last year you had some time off. What do you spend your time with when you're not on tour?
A lot of
or
it was pre-production for Black Dog. You know, we
We're going in
Monday,
jamming,
Friday.
yeah, nearly every day.
and we're just based in Melbourne, and we kind of took weekends off just to be a bit normal and have a beer and go out. But
What's normal?
yeah, during the week we'd go in and rehearse and work on the album, and then we went over October last year to LA, and we were there until mid-January. Yeah, doing the album.
What does it feel like to be on the bus again?
Good, actually. The touring part's the fun part, because albums can be stressful. I mean, we enjoy the studio as well, but the touring part's the touring your product, you know, playing the shows and seeing the people's reaction, and that's kind of like the you haven't got the stress of making an album, you know. It's just the you know, you just get run down and tired more than anything on tour, but that's the fun part, the party part.
Yeah.
What things are absolutely necessary for you to have on the bus? What do you really need there?
What you really need?
To feel alright?
Bunk.
Well,
It's pretty
yeah.
necessary.
Bed's been pretty rough on this tour. Actually, I've had a bad back for a while. Needs a complete revamp of mattresses and pillows. So I've already talked to Tony about that for the next tour. But I don't know. This day and age, having your laptop and your hard drive full of movies and things like that. You know, you do a lot of driving. You just sit there and have a whiskey and watch a movie most nights after a show. Unwind. The keg machine's pretty big luxury to have, so you can pour yourself your own beer and.
The bus itself is pretty much a luxury, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you get nervous before you go on stage?
Yeah, little like different kind of. I don't know. We're all different probably, but it's more of adrenaline, isn't it? Like
Yeah, you
it's-
get excited. You don't get.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
we don't
Pumped. Not nervous.
don't take the shows for granted or anything. We kind of, you know, we've been doing it for a while. Like we all know, you know, our parts well. We're all tight as a band, so it's more. You just get that hour before the show. You just start getting in your different mindset, and you get kind of pumped up for it. Because you go from pretty much sitting on the couch to just headbanging furiously for an hour and a half. So you've got to psych yourself up a bit.
And what are your fondest memories of life on tour?
It's been a lot of great times.
Wacken was a good one. The first time, definitely. Actually, every time we did that was awesome. Just so many people loving it. Big stage and everything. It's good.
Supporting bands like Maiden and Motorhead and Judas Priest, Status Quo, like they've all been great tours. The Maiden tour's been one of my favourite. Download this year was pretty spectacular. You know, we had one of the biggest crowds on the second stage they'd ever seen, I think, on a Sunday. That was pretty good. Yeah, there's been lots of good kind of milestones and benchmarks we've reached throughout our career. That's been really good.
What are your worst memories or experiences?
There's been a few of them too. Just you have your bad gig, like if you're sick, you know, the show must go on. You know, if you get the flu or a bad cold on the road, it's not bad enough to cancel a show. I mean, unless Joel loses his voice completely and he can't sing. But most of the time, any gigs like that you have to play when you're sick aren't fun. But
burnt the shit out of my hand once and had to play bass for fireworks. I was drunk trying to play fireworks. Silly idea. And that was
blisters all over your hand.
big blisters all over, right in my hand. I was trying to play and it was painful. But it was alright.
You're a really fan-friendly band. You sign things after the shows and you take pictures, and you play small venues too. Do you think that with the increasing success, there might come a point in your career when you can't do this anymore?
There's been a couple of changes over the time. Like when we used to tour Australia a lot, when we were playing smaller venues, we used to go out to the merch stand a lot and hang out there straight after a show with a few beers and meet people. But some of the shows have gotten bigger and you just kind of can't do it because it's too many people. But anyone that hangs out after the show, like at the bus, and you know, we're happy to, Geraldo, one of our guys, will come and go, hey, there's 10 or 15 or 20 people at the bus. You know, it's pretty cold out there, so we'll try and get out there and sign stuff for them. And you know, it's we're here where we are because of our fans, so you know, it's kind of like to take care of them. But I guess the bigger the shows get, like festivals, they normally have organised meet and greets and signings and stuff. So
yeah. How do you feel about meeting your own music heroes?
it's great.
Oh, music heroes. Yeah, it's alright.
Which are they? Which have you met and which would you like to meet?
We met Maiden, it's awesome. They're always heroes of mine. Lemmy's cool.
Yeah.
Good. Stones is awesome. I want to meet Metallica. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It's just good to meet them kind of guys, and like the Maiden guys are such humble guys as well, and it makes you feel even better being a fan of them all your life, and then you finally meet them and they're good dudes as well. It's nothing worse if they weren't, you know, it just kind of breaks your heart.
Yeah, you're living a rock and roll lifestyle, and we've all heard about Lemmy being ill. Do news like this make you rethink your lifestyle a bit?
Well, none of us smoke, so none of us drink Jack Daniels probably as much as Lemmy did. I don't know. Yeah, I think Lemmy he went pretty hard in his younger days, and even when we toured with him, he still drinks Jack Daniels and smokes and all that. So I don't know. He's a pretty tough guy though, so hopefully it comes good, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you have to take care of yourself to a certain point when you're touring. You know, you can't party hard every night and then expect to get up and do a big show every night. You know, you just.
It's not the 80s anymore. There's not coke flying around everywhere and shit like that.
The industry's kind of different. Things are different.
Yeah, it's a lot more chilled now.
Yeah, and you're taking it pretty serious, I think. You don't want to fall off the stage drunken or anything.
Yeah, that's right. Well, as you've seen, our show's very demanding. It's very high energy. You know, you have to look after yourself, because what we do up there is like you're like an athlete as well as a musician. You know, it's constant running around and singing and headbanging and moving. You're on the move the whole time for an hour and a half, and most of the time. So you know, it's hard. If you've got a hangover, it makes it a hell of a job. You know, it's hard to do. And there are shows we do play with hangovers, but just try not to do it all the time.
You don't notice? But, well.
I hope not.
What are your plans for the upcoming months or year?
Well, we finish this tour in 2 days. We're back home for Christmas and New Year's. There's no shows, like I don't know any dates as of yet, but the plan is to come back over here around May again for the whole window of the festivals, and yeah, which will take us up to August. So, and then a lot more Europe UK touring.
Oh, cool.
But if we're home off the road, we'll probably utilise that time and write some more material and put some ideas down. You know.
Okay. Thank you very much for this interview.
No worries.
That's good.